Hey guys, Juice here, and welcome to What If Zack Survived Part 2. Yes, I know I'm bald now, it's been quite a while. I didn't mean for this part of the video to take so long to get out to you guys, but sometimes life hits hard and you know, you can't do anything about it. But I do promise that Part 3 will be coming out a lot sooner than this one took. And if you didn't catch the first part, make sure you do so. It'll show up somewhere like, no, over here, yeah. Somewhere over there. Where we'd last left off, we just finished the first reactor bombing. Cloud and Zack are on their way back to catch the train to Sector 7 when they see a very special flower girl. And for Zack, a very familiar face. Despite the fact that a reactor just exploded nearby, the girl is way more concerned with the flowers that spilled out of her basket from the passerbys that knocked her over. She doesn't notice Zack and Cloud until she sees a hand, extending her to get up. It's then that Zack recognizes the girl as Aerith Gainsborough, the girl he fought so hard to see again. And Aerith recognizes him too. They're both shocked to see each other at now of all times. After not hearing from Zack in so long, Aerith had figured that he just hadn't survived, or at least that she'd never be seeing him again. I mean, how many letters was it again? 55? Let's double check. Let's see. How many letters did Aerith write to Zack? Oh, 88! 88 letters, bro! Come on, man! I mean, I know you were, like, being tested and whatnot. You were being experimented on, but that's no excuse. You know, you can't ignore your girl. She thinks you're just sitting there playing the PS5, FF7 Part 2. By the way, can we talk about how I hadn't finished Final Fantasy VII Remake by the time I put out the first part of this video? That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. Back to the story. For Zack, although he did fully intend to meet up with Aerith once they got to Midgar, they're now meeting at what might possibly be the worst time for both of them. After all, what, it's been 5 years? Cloud is observing all of this, but quite frankly has no idea what's going on. And Aerith does notice Cloud, but they don't interact in the same way as they do in the original story, of course. I figure she would say something like,
"Oh, who's your cute friend?"
Maybe he would start trying to introduce himself, but Zack would kind of jump the gun there. I feel like he would start leading the conversations. So it's once again a situation where Zack is sort of steering the conversation, while Cloud is just a background character. Right now, Zack is super relieved to see that Aerith is okay, and more than anything, wants to stay with her. But that would potentially mean getting her caught up in the aftermath of this reactor bombing and getting pursued by Shinra. So that's gonna be a no. Plus, he wants to get paid and doesn't really want to abandon Cloud, so he just promises to see her again and visit her in Sector 5. Knowing Zack, he would want to do something spontaneous, so we still get the scene of Cloud jumping on the train, but this time Zack is leading the way. In the train, Zack does Jessie skip to save 20 seconds. That's a speedrunning joke for Final Fantasy VII. If you do want to see a Final Fantasy VII speedrun on PC, then check out my Twitch, where I do speedrun the game. It's crazy how you can take a 40-hour adventure and turn it into a 2-hour speedrun. But yeah, still practicing that one. Definitely come watch. Once the group finally makes their way back to 7th Heaven, everyone celebrates, and Cloud goes to talk to Tifa about everything. Zack would probably make a comment on the side saying, "Hey, the last time I saw you, you were a cowgirl." Now this would definitely set off a headache in Cloud where he thinks about the Nibelheim incident. Everyone's visibly concerned. Really no one knows what exactly caused this, except maybe Zack. But once things do clear up a little bit, they would notice that Zack is uncharacteristically quiet. He didn't anticipate that the reactor's explosion would be as drastic as it was. No one did, honestly, but he was especially blown back by it. After the meeting, Zack passes on going on the second reactor mission with Avalanche. He just can't see himself taking part in another bombing like that. This would cause an argument between Zack and Barrett, considering how argumentative Barrett can be with his tunnel vision over the whole situation, considering his experiences with Shinra in the past. Not that anyone knows about those, but Cloud is torn between wanting to take the money or follow what Zack is doing, but the fact that Tifa is going on the second mission is what makes up Cloud's mind. He's going. Who can blame him? At this point, it's very late at night, and they decide to get some rest for the next day. Before going out, however, Cloud and Tifa hit the town and decide to do some good deeds for the people of the town, just like in the remake. Now, in the comments of the last video, I had asked you guys what Cloud should get as a weapon, since, as we know, he doesn't have the Buster Sword. Zack still has it this time. Synonymously, you guys did agree on getting something from Sector 7 like he would in the remake. The Iron Blade. This is what makes the most sense to me, instead of the Hard Edge. Though maybe he'll get it later. We'll see. Also, now he has the triple slash ability, so he's broken! But after all is said and done, they hop on the train to get to the Sector 5 reactor. Zack would separate from the group here, walking and thinking about the innocent lives lost in the explosion. And this is where he'd meet up with, guess who? That's right, Cisne. I'm bringing her into the story. I love how she just disappeared from the continuity of FF7. I guess we'll see what happens in the remake. She's out here doing reconnaissance in Sector 7. Why? To scope out the area, find out where Avalanche is, and get that information back to Shinra. For their secret plan of dropping a plate. Why do they do that? So overboard. She reassures Zack that she won't alert Shinra of his location, and is just happy to see him. Now, she doesn't disclose with him why she's there, but she does tell him that it's not safe for him to be here. Naturally, this gets Zack curious, so he eggs her on about the whole situation, but she doesn't budge. She kind of just dodges the question completely and asks,
Do you have any association with Avalanche?
He does say that he has friends in the organization, so she tells him that Shinra already knows of the Sector 5 bombing. She also tells him that they plan to ambush it. Zack is greatly shocked by this and says he's got to go now. Upon learning this, Zack rushes to the Sector 5 reactor in order to tell his friends about the ambush, but he doesn't make it in time. He'd probably damn himself for not just going with him to make sure everything was okay, but can't do anything about it now. He gets there just in time to see Cloud take his fall and says, I wonder. Now let's return to what's going on with Cloud after the fall. Since Zack is still in the story this time, that same desire from Aerith to find out who Cloud really is just isn't there. In the original, she was super intrigued by him because of the front that he was putting up, along with the similarities to Zack. And while Cloud is still putting up a little bit of a front, it's not nearly as thick of a wall as it was before. Don't get me wrong though, she's still super interested in him. That's just the kind of girl she is. Not to mention being an ancient. She can definitely read the room and the emotions of the people in it. I'm sure we all know someone like that. Aerith would definitely note how quiet Cloud was and try to stir up some sort of conversation. Cloud would reply with a little bit of shyness per usual, since he isn't quite used to being outside of Zack's shadow. He probably feels like he's not quite worth getting to know, though he doesn't say this out loud, it's just a passing thought. Aerith would probably feel this and just lead the conversation anyway. She would ask,
How did you and Zack meet? What's he up to? What kind of things do you like to do?
I feel like even though she does want to know what's going on with Zack, she would still try to focus on Cloud as much as she could. Now, she doesn't ask about the time gap because she wants to confront Zack on that personally. She would also ask Cloud if he was in Soldier 2, which I feel like he would say yes with, just to keep up with this lie that he's made. He's eventually going to have to come to terms with the fact that he wasn't, though, and come clean about it. And no, unfortunately, there's no one date this time, though Aerith still wants a bodyguard to help get her out of this church. So after that, Cloud does help her escape, and then helps Aerith with things around Sector 5. While that's happening, Zack decides to head over to where he thinks Cloud and Aerith are. By the time he gets there, we arrive at the point where Cloud is sneaking out of Aerith's house. I think it would be funny that instead of Aerith stopping Cloud in his tracks, it's actually Zack and Aerith. They met up before. Zack explains that he figured this is where Cloud would be dropping. So, he figured he'd kill two birds with one stone and go see them both. They then make their way through the They then make their way through the collapsed expressway and hear some kick-ass music. They also have to deal with a shitty crane minigame. When they get back to the gate to Sector 7, they see Tifa on a wagon. Cloud rushes over, and like in the remake, Tifa tells him, don't worry about it, go back to Sector 7, go back to 7th Heaven and see everyone.
You saw how much ass I can kick.
Cloud's all like, I have. But we all know how this is gonna go. Even if Cloud tried to listen to her, not only would it be Aerith telling him, no, you gotta go chase after her, Zack would too. So onwards they go. But that's where we're gonna be leaving things for right now. So what did you think, guys? Are you excited for Wall Market? I know it took a long time to get this part out, but I promise it's not gonna take another 3 months for the third part. The upcoming part, I have a lot of stuff planned for, so it should be a lot of fun since we're going into Wall Market. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If not, then dislike it. And be sure to subscribe. If you'd like to, I have a Discord community that's in the description down below. We have community discussions about videos like this, other games, live streams on Twitch, an art community, and other fun stuff. So, I'll see you there. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Sayonara!